And welcome back. And it is the 21st of March. It is the 5 a day for further maths. And let's just jump straight into the first question. Right, what do we have? A circle has radius 12. Now I don't really need to write r equals 12, but I'm going to because it just means I've noted it. The center of the circle is that. Oh, okay, nice simple start. Write down the equation of the circle. Well, that's going to be x minus minus 7, which is x plus 7 squared, plus y minus minus 2, which is y plus 2 squared. And that equals 12 squared, which is 144. Question done. Easy. Next question. Proof. In other words, there's a general way of showing it, and you have to be clear as to how your proof's working. Prove that the sum of 3 consecutive even numbers is always a multiple of 6. Well, I'm going to let values be 2n minus 2, 2n, and 2n plus 2, where n is an integer. And then I'm going to do what the thing wants me to do. So I'm going to sum the numbers. So therefore, here's my math. So 2n minus 2 plus 2n plus 2n plus 2 is equal to 6n. And then I'm just going to make a clear statement that 6n has factor 6. Therefore, multiple 6. I must, hold on, let's write it down, multiple 6. And what should I write there? Yeah, that's fine. Therefore, multiple 6. I don't need to write anything else. If this is an A-level question, I'd write a conclusion, explain it clearly. But I'm happy with that. Done. Next question. Find the equation. Well, actually, let's read the whole thing first, run the question. The line L passes through the points A and B. It has equation 2x plus 5y equals 18. Oh, sorry, yeah. So this is L1. Been a bit slow there. The line L2 is perpendicular. That seems very relevant. Perpendicular to L1 and passes through origin O and M. Find the equation of L2. Right, okay. Let's start by finding out the gradient of L1 because I know the other line is perpendicular. So I'm going to rewrite L1. It's clear what I'm doing. So L1 can be written as y is equal to minus 2/5 x plus 18 over 5. In other words, m is equal to minus 2/5. And that, of course, is relevant because the gradient of my L2, the gradient is equal to the negative reciprocal, which is plus 5 over 2. And straight away I can write the equation. So the equation of L2 is going to be y equals 5 over 2x. How can I do that? Because it goes through the origin, so there's no c term. So I can just write that straight down. So first question done, y equals 5 over 2x. Next part of the question. Find the area of the triangle OAM. So O's here, A is the, okay, so it wants this triangle here. Now, my method here is I know what point A is. Actually, I don't know what point A is yet, do I? I find out what point A is. I'm then going to, let's draw this in green, I'm going to work out what this length is here, which is my perpendicular height. In other words, what the intersection point is, multiply them together, get the answer. Right, let's just do that. So point A. Point A is on L1 and it exists where x equals 0. So in other words, this is the L1 equation, 2 times 0 plus 5y is equal to 18, which means that y is equal to 18 over 5. These numbers aren't very nice today. Then I need to find out where L1 meets L2. So L1 is 2x plus 5y, but I'm not going to write y, I'm going to write this y here, which is 5 over 2x is equal to 18, which means that 2x, well, I'm going to calculate right. So 2x plus 25, so 2x plus 25 over 2x gives me 29 over 2x is equal to 18, which means that x is equal to, well, 18 times 2 over 29 is equal to 36 over 29x. I shouldn't really use my calculator for that, but that's fine. Remember what I'm trying to find. I'm trying to find the x value here, which is therefore 36 over 29, which means the area of the triangle, let's write it over here so I'm not squeezing it in. So it means the area of the triangle is a half times the height, which is the a value, so 18 over 5, so times 18 over 5, times the x value I've just worked out, which is times 36 over 29. So it's not a nice number. So that's going to be 18 times 36 divided by 2 times 5 times 29, which is 290, which is going to be 324145. Right, I wasn't expecting it to be a super neat number, but that's not a great number, but that will do. That's fine. I'm happy with that. I'm happy I've done the right thing. As you may have heard me say in other videos, I do double check some of these difficult ones before I load it. So if you're watching this now, I have checked it. Final question, solve. Right, I was just checking whether I can use 4, but I'm going to go straight to 2. I've done so many of these, I'm going to not miss out steps, but I'm going to bravely just go for it in a fewer steps. So 8 is 2 to the 3 times 5 minus 3x. And then I'm dividing that by 2 to the 4 times x plus 1. And that's equal to 2 to the 5. Which means, let's do it over here, which means that I must be able to say that 2 to the, expand the brackets, so 15 minus 9x minus 4x minus 4, in other words, I'm dividing, so I'll take away that, is equal to 2 to the 5, which means that, zooming in, 15 minus 4 is 9, no it's not, 15 minus 4 is 11, get that right, so 15 minus 4 is 11, minus 9 minus 4 is minus 13x is equal to 5, right hand side, which means that 13x is equal to 11 minus 5, which is 6, which means that x is equal to 6 over 13, and that is my final answer today. Just to let you a bit of behind the scenes, I often do a couple of videos in one, or I record a couple of them at the same time. So I've done 3 in a row. This is the third one I've done. I've really enjoyed the last 3 days. All 3 days have been really good mix of different questions. It hasn't felt samey, it's felt quite different. So if you are just joining me today, go back and look at some of the older ones. Some of the older ones are also really good. Either way, do like, subscribe, let me know how you've done. I'll see you for the next one. Thanks all.